Hello everyone. Welcome to the another batch of 4MCA for your cloud computing. And my name is Rajat Prakash. I will be the host for this session and also will be taking to you to the basics of cloud. So let me quickly share my screen. I hope you are all doing great. Okay. And once again, uh, a big thank you for joining this particular course of 4MCA, where we are going to discuss about the cloud computing as well as the various aspects of Azure. Okay. So I will be taking care of the basic introduction session. After that, Sneha will be taking care for your basic layout of the course. Okay. So let's start with the cloud computing. And let's before that we started with our we'll start with our first discussion. I wanted to know that I hope all are you all excited with this course. What's your reaction? I just want to see in the chat quickly. So are you excited for you to become a cloud expert? Definitely yes, that's the answer which I was expecting. Yes. So I hope you are the energetic learners, and the same I am expecting you, so that you can continue to keep this energy throughout your course. That's perfect. Thank you so much for your awesome response. Okay, so let's start with that. And before that, let's have a quick introduction about myself. My name is Rajat and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. So I have overall experience now 7 years, like 6+ years overall in teaching experience. I have been associated with multiple technical forums where who is technical communities of related to the especially cloud, as well as the Microsoft Azure cloud, as well as your including the AWS cloud as well. Till date, I have trained more than 100%, 100 plus consultant. Okay, and they are doing great in their respective careers. So same I would be expecting you also. So you can put your same energy and efforts, and definitely you will be in the great place. Okay, so that's all about me. If you want to know about more about me, you can reach out to me. Okay, so that's great. So let's start with our basics of that. So I just wanted to clarify one thing before we start with our discussion. Even if you are coming from the non-technical background also, it's completely fine, because the course is designed in such a manner that you will be able to understand what is the cloud. Okay, so I am trying my best to explain you every aspects of basics of the cloud computing. Okay, so I have some chat. Why participant don't have a speaker enable? Because in that case you can understand that if we enable the like a participant speaker option, so might be the sometimes what happened, the participants might get switched on before the session discussion, so it creates a disturbance, or it creates the sometimes as lagness in the session. Okay, so but like a 4MCA is that course which offers you to like when you're attending the class also, if you want to speak up, you can just ping your respective trainer that or raise hand. There is an option to raise hand as well, and definitely a particular trainer can unmute you. Okay, so there is no option, there is no problem in making you unmute. Rather than, in order to avoid the disturbance and slackness in the session, it is just like your speaker has been on muted. Okay, I hope everyone got that answer right. Perfect. Got it. So let's start with our today's discussion, that is called your cloud computing. Now, cloud computing, what do you mean by the cloud exactly? Okay, so as you heard about the cloud computing is recently and in the past few years is going to be a tremendous boom in its for the career in the technology, right? So cloud computing, so what do you mean by the cloud? Okay, so let's suppose what we are trying to understand is that, let's suppose if we are going to understand with the word of called as cloud. Just a minute. Yeah, so in this particular word, that is cloud plus computing. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that, let's suppose I would take one simple example, that let's suppose you are having one particular machine, or you are having your laptop at your houses. Okay, and you are using that laptop within your or if you are managing your offices within your premises. Okay, you're managing your offices, you're managing your entire complete setup from your location, from your physical location. Let's suppose you are living in respective cities of India. Let's suppose Bangalore. Okay, Bangalore, you have an office, you're going to office and you're managing everything at your place in a physical manner. Okay, but after some time, a particular technology has came that is called cloud. Now in that, what does it mean? That they say that, so let's suppose you have invested a huge amount of money in setting up your office, yes or no? Obviously you have invested a huge amount of money in setting up your offices, right? So in that cases, what happened, you are paying a huge amount, right? You are purchasing the infrastructure, you're paying the bills for your electricity, your respective rooms, okay, everything you are managing, right? So but after the cloud has came into picture, it makes very thing easier that you do not need to purchase the hardware, you do not need to purchase and manage the systems, expensive systems of 50K or 60,000, right? In that case, what the cloud is offering, it is offering you the remote servers. Remote servers, okay, so remote servers means it is just like you are accessing the same server, same another server with the same capabilities and functionalities, but in the cloud network, but in the cloud network. Okay, so what does it mean? It is the same functionalities this server is also having, but in someone else's place. Means you are not managing it physically, but someone else is managing it for you. Are you getting what I'm saying? So it is the use of the remote server in order onto the internet to store, manage, and process the data. Instead of having the data segregated and managing overhead, you are taking an overhead to manage the pain and data on your own. Someone else is managing. Okay, so someone else is managing. And also, whenever the cloud computing word has came, always remember that it is more on renting out the thing. It is more on renting out than then, instead of purchasing it. Are you getting what I'm saying? Is it clear? So now from today onwards, whenever you heard about the word cloud computing, it is more often related to your renting out the thing rather than you're purchasing it. Is it clear? A simple thing. I just took an example of the server, a normal system which you are having in your respective offices. Instead of that, you are deploying the same capabilities server onto someone else location. Someone else location means your vendors, your cloud computing people who is providing you the services. Let's suppose you go to the market. Okay, you are purchasing a particular, let's suppose, refrigerator. Okay, and the refrigerator is being provided by some particular company, right? So that is a company who is giving you the services of the refrigerator, who is selling out the thing. But here they are giving you the server, but instead of, they are renting out the thing. So let's suppose what happened tomorrow, after 2 months, you do not need this server, you can delete the server. There is no need to keep it. Understood? Is it clear? Yes or no? So that is what, like, you do not need to pay a huge amount of money to purchase them, rather than you are renting out the things. Is that thing clear? Anyone having any doubt? Simple. Okay, so we are here to make the concept very simpler. Okay, I know many of you are coming from the non-technical background also, that's why you are in the safe hands, that's what I told. So obviously we have designed our modules in such a manner that you would just like these modules. Okay, so one by one we'll proceed. Okay, so now you can read this definition and you can analyze that what I just now told you. It is a use of the remote server onto the internet to store, manage, and process the data rather than the local server or your personal computer. Okay, got it? So this is a clear picture of your cloud computing. What does it cloud computing means? Okay, so same like one more thing I need to add on here is that here not only you are renting out the only server, but you are renting out the other resources also. Let's suppose if you want to rent out the storage account, you are renting out the storage account. If you want to get a particular database for some period of time, you can also get it. That is absolutely possible. I have just taken one example to explain you that these are the capabilities of the server. You are taking one server and the same server you are using at someone else's place. Okay, I hope that makes sense and everyone understood the concept what we discussed just now. Is it clear? Anyone having any doubt? Just let me know. Okay, now let's understand one more thing about the cloud computing. Now, cloud computing is what? Cloud computing is basically divided into two models. So whatever you be, let's suppose if you have 6 years of experience in cloud, if you have 10 years of experience in cloud, or 15 years of experience in cloud, if you know the basics of cloud computing, your life will be easier. Okay, so that's why these modules are designed in such a manner. You can see that the cloud computing is based upon only these two models. I would say the cloud computing is based upon these two models, that is your service model and your deployment model. Now, service model, what do you mean by the service model? We are having the service model. Okay, let's understand like this. Let me erase this. Yeah, so always remember one simple trick to understand it: the service model and the deployment model. Now, service model is that model which is giving you the services, let's suppose you have purchased anything, and after that how you are getting the services, right? What kind of services you are getting. So in that case, it is similar to the service model in the cloud. Okay, so if you are getting the service model, means how you are getting the services from the vendor, from the cloud computing vendor. So what are the service model available, guys? It is IaaS, it is PaaS, and it is SaaS. I may know that, like, you have heard about this thing anytime in your life: IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Is that thing clear? Like, have you heard about this thing before? IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS? Anyone? Even if you heard no, also it is completely fine. Okay, no, okay, not a problem. I would say that these two models only your cloud is depending upon. Okay, so let's understand and let's make the concept easier. So what I told, always remember that the service model is that model which is giving you the services, first of all, which is giving you the services. Okay, now one thing, now they are come upon IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. And there are one more model, cloud model, that is called deployment model. Deployment model will say that how your data is actually stored in the cloud, how your data is actually stored in the cloud. Understood the difference? Service model is telling how you are getting the services from the vendor. Deployment model is saying how your data is actually stored in the cloud. Okay, I hope that makes sense and you got the thing right. So yes, correct. In cloud environment, you have heard this term, service model and deployment model. So always remember that this is providing you the services, how the services has been provided, and this is how your data is actually deployed or saved. Now, let's understand this one by one. We are going to understand about this IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS using your favorite food example, that is pizza. Okay, how many of you like the pizza? I like very much. That's why I have taken this example. How many of you like the pizza? Me, okay. Alok like the pizza. Anyone else? All like the burgers then? No, no response. You don't like pizza? Okay, no issue. It's an awesome dish. Hope you will try sometime, right? Okay, just kidding. So I hope you have tried it once in your life. Okay, so that's what I am taking an example to explain you the service model, guys. Okay, let's understand. Let's understand what I am trying to say. Okay, let's see here. You can see, guys, this. So normally why I have taken, let's suppose if you today decided to bake your pizza. Okay, what you did, you are preparing all these things at your home, you are managing all these things at your home, yes or no? You're managing all these things at your home, you're managing everything. The pizza which you're baking at your home, you're managing from bottom to top: cheese, toppings, tomato sauce, these things you're managing, right? So this is you're managing and making at your home, first thing. Now, but after some time, you are getting the services from the market, yes or no? You're getting the services from the market, from your vendors and all, right? So in that cases, we are getting the services like IaaS. Okay, we are getting the services. One second. Yeah, we are getting the services as IaaS. Stands for infrastructure as a service. Means someone is offering you their infrastructure, but as a service. Platform as a service means someone is offering you their platform, but as a service. Software as a service, someone is giving you their software, but again as a service. So that is comes from the service model. That's what I told you, that is coming from the service model. Okay, now let's understand the basics of the cloud in the terms of service model. You remember that this is service model. What is first option? IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Let's understand that. See, when you're talking about the infrastructure as a service, you are purchasing these things from the market. Am I correct? Yes or no? These things you are purchasing from the market, cheese, toppings, these things you are purchasing from the market in order to bake your pizza, right? So the green option is provided you. These are the infrastructure. Can I say these are the infrastructure? Yes or no? Right? These are the infrastructure on which you will bake your pizza and you can have it, right? So this can be your infrastructure. Without these, your pizza won't be this. Without this base, pizza base, it won't be completed. So these are the infrastructure, and on the top of it, you are managing. Okay, so green part which you are getting from the vendor, which you're getting from the vendor in as an infrastructure as a service, that is you're getting from the vendor as an infrastructure. Okay, and on the top of it you are managing these things. The blue option you are managing. Is that thing clear? Yes or no? Are we good? Okay, so that is called your infrastructure as a service. Now what you did next day, what you did, you decided that no, I would do some food ordering app and I would order it from the vendor. Okay, so what you did, you open some food delivery apps, and so what they will do, they will prepare this pizza for you, right? Yes or no? They will prepare this pizza for you. So they are giving you the platform to order the service, but here all these things are managed by them. Yes or no? Can I say these things? These things are managed by them, by your vendor. So again, but what you are getting at the end, you are getting a service. Yes or no? You are getting the service. So once you're getting the service, and on the top of it, what you're having, you are managing only your, you're taking it and you're having it at your respective table, right, at your home. So that is called platform as a service. Someone is giving you the platform to order pizza. Understood? So these things are managed by your vendor. Similarly, if you go out in the various outlet like Pizza Hut and all those things, so what you are going out for the dining out option, right? For the dining out, in that respective case, what you are managing from bottom to top, they are managing. They are not telling that, sir, you can prepare your pizza at our kitchen, right? You are going and you are having the pizza. Yes or no? Am I correct? So that is these whole from bottom to top, who is managing? Your vendor is managing. Are you getting how the things have been changing? Before the thing, you are managing everything at your home, but after the service model has came, your responsibilities and the service provider responsibilities has been divided. Now you got it? Simple enough. There is no technical term. I have started from the very non-technical term also. So even if you are coming from the non-technical background also, you can understand these things. Okay, if you have any doubt, just let me know. Are we good? Okay, so guys, one more thing which I would recommend you to learn, that in our IT environment, or rather I would say in our cloud computing environment, this on-premise word you will get very often. This on-premise word you will get very often. So whenever you heard about this term on-premise, always remember one thing, that something which is managed by the client itself, or which customer is managing, right, on their own. Let's suppose if you are managing your complete office with the hardware, with the system, everything. Okay, that is seems to be a one on-premise environment. Understood? In a very simple language, I am explaining you so that tomorrow you can never forget these things. Is it clear? Are we good? Okay. Yes, thank you. Okay, so now this is the one thing which we have from the pizza as a service. Now second thing, no, we should not talk every time about the food, right? We should talk about the IT infrastructure also. What does it related to the service model? So you can look it here, and now you can understand that before the cloud computing has came into picture, all these things you are managing. Yes or no? Everything you are managing, correct? Yes, traditional IT environment. Now after the cloud has came into picture, you are getting the, after the cloud has came into picture, what you are getting, you are getting the infrastructure as a service. Okay, so from bottom to top here, from bottom to here, everything is been managed by the your vendor. So they are offering you the networking component, storage component, server, virtualization, and operating system. But on the top of it, who is managing? You are managing. Is that thing clear? That is called infrastructure as a service. Am I clear, guys? Simple now, no need for explanation. That is infrastructure as a service. Now platform. Platform as a service means, let's suppose if you are a developer, okay, if you are a developer that, and you do not need to wait for any of the platform, so you are getting one system to write the code and deploy your application. Okay, so again, these things have been managed by your vendor. Only what thing you are managing, you're the top thing you are managing, that is only your application and data you are managing. Is it clear? Simple enough? Okay. Yes. So what is middleware? Middleware is a particular interface layer, so which is been interacting with your runtime, with your operating system and your runtime components actually. Okay, so it's just like an particular middle layer, infrastructure layer, just above the top of the OS level, so that it will get the instruction from the OS related logs. If you want to fetch the OS related logs, all these things can be done from the middleware also. Okay, so these things are there. It's like a kind of a hypervisor also, means you can host the multiple servers also. But I am not telling you the hypervisor concept, because you don't understand that, you didn't have the idea of that, so that we are not talking about that thing, okay, as if now. But yes, we will discuss in our respective course for sure. Okay, so hypervisor, let's suppose if I told you the hypervisor, just a very simple thing, that hypervisor is a infrastructure layer for hosting the multiple servers. Okay, so when we will study about the virtual machine, that time we will discuss. Okay, not so this is just like an infrastructure as a platform. Guys, just tell me this. So now here what you're getting infrastructure but as a service. Here you're getting platform but as a service. Okay guys, and finally but again you can see that Microsoft, so Azure not Azure, your cloud computing vendor is providing you complete services as a complete software. So you're getting the complete software as a service, you're getting complete software as a service, you're getting complete software as a service from your vendors. Understood? Yes or no? You're getting complete software as a service. So you're getting from bottom to top, everything has been managed by your vendor. You do not need to manage anything. Now if you talk about the examples, guys, what are the examples of these things? Let's talk about the example. Yes, so for the IaaS, what will be the example? Your virtual storage accounts, your virtual machines, and your various networking components. These are the infrastructure you are getting, right? You're getting some infrastructure component as a service. Okay, now what is an example of platform as a service? Like your SQL databases, Azure managed databases, or your Azure web apps application. These are called as platform as a service. Understood? Is it clear? Now what is third thing? Software as a service. Software as a service, the most common example you are using is Office 365, Microsoft Office, Outlook, Access, PowerPoint, all those things. Okay, where you are getting a complete software of O365. Is it clear now? Simple enough? Are we good with the basics of that? Okay, so Teams comes under, yes, I will repeat. So Teams comes under your Microsoft O365 only. Okay, so it is a package which you are getting as a software as a service. It is just one of the component. Okay, got it? Yes, I would just repeat the example. So in infrastructure as service, your like virtual machines, your storage accounts, your network component, these are the infrastructure as service. Okay. Now in a platform as a service, your web application, if you're designing some application or websites in cloud, that is in the platform as a service. In what is in the software as a service? Software as a service means your Office 365, O365 applications. Okay. Outlook, Access, all those you're getting right as a package. Office 365. So if you heard about this Office 365, yes or no? Office 365, right? This you're using, right? This Office is Microsoft Office. So this is as a SaaS example. Microsoft SQL. So Microsoft SQL or databases comes under the PaaS service actually. If it is a managed databases, okay? Yes, platform as a service it comes. Got it? So guys, always remember that with the two things, we are having one service model, how you're getting the services, and how your data is actually deployed or stored. That is called deployment model. Understood? Clear? Is it clear, guys? Anyone having any doubt in this service model? Are we good? Okay. Shall we continue? So now we will discuss about the deployment model. Deployment model will say that how your data is actually deployed. how your data is actually deployed. Let's understand and let makes the concept easier. So our first data is your public cloud model. Our first data is your public cloud model. So in that cases, let's look for this. So here you can see that it is a common place. It is a common place where this user A data is also present, where this user B data is also present, and where this user C data is also present. Understood? So user A data is also present. User B is also the data. So this user A is accessing this service and this service. On the same place, this user B is also again this service. Understood? Yes or no? And user C is also again this same service. So everyone is having the data at a common place. Let's suppose I would say that you are also having the data, I am also having the data. We both are having the data. Is it clear? The perfect example of public cloud is your Azure portal, Microsoft Azure portal. That is an example of your public cloud. Got it? Is it clear, guys? Understood? Anyone having any doubt, any confusion in the public cloud? No? Now, what is private cloud? Private cloud means only your data is present, or only my data is present, or respective organization is present, organization data is present. Your application, your information, and your data. Okay, so these things are there in your private cloud model. See, it's very simple. Public means which is publicly available, a place which is publicly available to play. Let's suppose you are playing in the ground, you're also playing, others are also playing, right? So that is called as public cloud. Okay, private, you're only playing in your specific area. Okay, so that is a private space for you to play. Similarly, the private space to deploy your data, that is called private cloud. So in the private cloud, what does it means that a particular organization is having the data. Let's suppose a particular organization is there. Let's suppose ABC is an organization. Okay, let's suppose ABC is an organization who is owning their data at this particular place. So their data means their application, their information, and their respective resources. Understood? So that is called as private cloud. Got it? So now we will talk about the example of that use cases. One by one we'll talk. So public cloud example, as I told you. So I hope you have heard about this particular site, that is your portal.azure.com. Okay, so portal.azure.com means it's a like you can say a website where you are managing your everything of the cloud. Okay, so just let me show you. Actually, we will discuss it in our course also, not a problem. Okay, so but I will just show you the example of public cloud. Okay, so guys, please understand what I'm saying. I am explaining you the example of public cloud is that this is a place. Let's suppose this is a portal. So if you are an Azure administrator, or if you are into the cloud, you will be every day coming on this particular website, that is your portal.azure.com. First thing. Okay, now what happened? I have created my account as rajatprakash@outlook.com. This is my account. Similarly, you will also create your account with the particular identity. So I can say that we all are, you are also hosting your data. I am also hosting my data, but at the common place. Okay, so you are having your separate space, you are having my separate space, but we are using the common space of the cloud to host our data. That is called as public cloud. Is it clear now? Understood? Got it? Am I clear now with the public cloud use case? Now, okay. Now, one more thing, that is called hybrid cloud. Now, what do you mean by the hybrid cloud? Hybrid cloud is nothing but is a mixture of public as well as private. In a very simple words, if you are mixing the two cloud, that is your public and your private, that is called as hybrid cloud. Now public, let me take you one example. Let's suppose there is one bank, ABC bank or XYZ bank. Okay, XYZ bank. They want to host some of the data, like they want to host the particular promotional data about their fixed deposits or recurring deposit on their website. Okay, and they're okay to store it at a public place. But at the same page, they want to store their data at the private place also. Like they want to store some user credentials of their customers, username and credential for their online banking or e-banking, they want to store them in their private place. Yes or no? They cannot store in that secret and critical information in the public place, right? So in that cases, they are storing in the private place. Okay, so in that case, they are keeping a mixture of two, that is called as hybrid cloud. So some part of the component they are using from the public, as well as some part of the component they are using from the private space. Okay, obviously public is much cheaper as compared to your private. For the private, you need to pay more. Okay, but your data will be more secure. If it is very critical, if it is too much critical for that, for the customer, for the client, it's better to go with the private. But this model will help you to offer you such hybrid scenarios. Is it clear? Understood? Got it? Anyone having any doubt? Okay, there are so three model we have discussed: public, private, and hybrid. Now last one is your community cloud. Last one is your community cloud. So guys, I'm repeating once again what we are learning. We are learning this deployment model. We are learning this deployment model. How our data is actually getting deployed in the cloud. Okay, got it? Yes. So we will talk about the hybrid cloud model. So I will take the same example. Let's suppose if you are mixing the public cloud as well as the private cloud together in a one scenario, in a one model, that is called as hybrid model. First of all, second thing, I will talk about the use case. So what I did, let's suppose there is one bank. Okay, there is one XYZ bank is there. Okay, and here what we talk about, the particular thing, that is let's suppose they want to share. So I'm talking the examples only for the hybrid cloud. Let's suppose there is one bank who wants to store their data, like a promotional data of their bank in one place. Then they are choosing the public cloud. Okay, and if they want to store a particular data about their customer credentials, user logins, and all those things, they will be using private place. So they are mixing both of them. They want to use both, right? They want to pay more, they want to use both of them. So in that case, what they will do, they will be going to have, they will be going to have and adopt the model that is called hybrid model. Got it? Simple. So if you want to use the both compatibilities model, that is public model and private model all together, that is, then you can choose hybrid model. So I hope now the cloud models is clear to everyone. Anyone having any doubt? No? Are we good? Now, what are the top 5 reasons to opt for the cloud computing? First of all, it is the fastest growing course. Obviously, it is the fastest growing course, and you are in the safer hands of 4 MCA with Trenzo, and you stay always ahead of the crowd. Okay, so if you know about the cloud computing, and if you can say that yes, you know about the various things of the cloud, definitely you can achieve those things in a various scenarios, right? Now it will add values to your resume, and also you will be adding, so if you are certified, and if you show the various certifications in the cloud, and if you achieve a knowledge into the cloud, so you can show it and update it in your resume, and you can secure your career opportunity also. So cloud is going to be previous few years also, cloud is having a great image and the boom in the market, and down the line and in the future also is for the cloud itself. Because the customer, why they will going to pay a huge amount of money for purchasing the infrastructure, right? You just think, if you are also there, what you will do if someone is giving you things for a rent at a much cheaper price? What you will do? You are going to purchase a thing, or you are going to let's suppose if you today say that in a city you go for a job, and you are looking for an option, and you are not sure that how many months you will work in the particular company. Okay, let's suppose you say that I am going to Bangalore for 1 year. Okay, after 1 year I will leave that job, and I will make again switch in my career. Then what you will do? Will you buy a house in the Bangalore location for 1 year? No, it is not convenient, right? Obviously, if you have other plan, that is separate, but I'm talking about one general mindset. So even if you are going for a 1 year to do your job and to get your things done, you would prefer in renting out the apartment, right? Yes or no? Just tell me. Yes. So in that cases, the renting is much more better option as compared to purchasing it. Okay, obviously you will be having a great jobs in the market also. So let's suppose, what are the jobs available in the market? You can be a Azure DevOps engineer. Okay, you can be an Azure developer, you can be an Azure data engineer, Azure administrator, okay, cloud administrator you can be, and you can be a business analyst also, okay, and you can be a project manager or product manager also. So there are multiple job openings in the cloud. If you are working in the cloud, and if you know about the knowledge of cloud, definitely it will make sense. Okay, so these things are there. Now I hope anyone is having any doubt in this particular slide. No, I hope we are good. Is that thing clear? Okay. Now one more thing. So this is a basic certification path which follows. Okay. This is one just example. See, there are multiple paths available into the Azure. Okay. Now what is Azure? Azure is a part of the cloud computing only. Okay. Azure is a part of the Microsoft. So when I talk about the cloud computing, there are certain vendors into the market. Vendor means who is providing you the services, who is giving you the space to deploy your data. Are you getting what I'm saying? Means when I'm talking about the cloud computing, who will provide these services? So we are having some vendor. First is your Microsoft. Second is your AWS, Amazon Web Services, your Google Cloud, GCP. Okay, so these are the vendor guys who is giving the services of the cloud services to you or to various client and customer. Okay, so Azure is a product of Microsoft. Microsoft Azure is a product of Microsoft. Now sir, when it does it came, and Azure comes in early 2010. Azure came in early 2010. Understood? Got it? So it's been 12 years now when the Azure has came into the picture. But yes, it has set up a great boom. So if you're starting your journey, it has been recommended that you start from your AZ 900 course. But if you are not familiar, and if you are not if you don't want to go with this certification, that is also fine. At least you should be certified in Azure Administrator. That is AZ 104. Once this is done, you can go for the Solution Architect Expert of Azure, but only if you have the basic understanding of Azure Administrator. So this particular person is administrating and managing the each and every component in the Azure cloud. Understood? Is it clear? Anyone having any doubt? No? And Solution Architect Expert is basically that person who is designing the solution, who is creating a particular. Architect is like that, who is designing the layout for your house, right? So that is a architect of your for your house. Similarly, you will be architect to design the Azure component. Okay. So Pearson is a particular exam conducting site, or the websites which they are conducting in Microsoft exam. So if tomorrow you are going to appear for the exam for the Microsoft Azure, this particular company is conducting your Microsoft Azure exams. Okay, so that is they have also shifted their data onto the cloud only. Okay, cloud computing. They are using the cloud computing process. Okay. So guys, these are the various vendors which I'm telling. So Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft, Azure, Google Cloud, Rackspace, Verizon, AT&T, HP, Joint. These are the various vendor who is providing you the cloud services. Understood? Okay. And who are the cloud customer who is actually using their services? Let's suppose BMW is using the cloud, Azure cloud. Dell is using the Azure cloud. eBay, Samsung, NBC, EMC Square, Fujitsu. So all these are using the Azure cloud, Symantec. Okay. So with this, I am ending my presentation. And from now onwards, further, Sneha will take care. Yeah, Sneha. So you can take over. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Rajat. I believe all might have got a brief intro of what is cloud and cloud computing. Thank you, Rajat, for taking them through this introduction.
Yeah. Thank you. No issue.
And for continued learning, I'll be putting one of the already taken cloud computing session. Okay, I think 1 second, I'll ping it to everyone. So I have put an already uploaded video in Trainso YouTube channel, Cloud Computing 101. Please go through that, post this session. Maybe you can spend your weekdays to go through that. And please prepare for one of the quiz based on that. So we will have quiz sessions coming on one of the weekdays, which we will let you know. So please go through that. And for the people who have already enrolled for the Forum CA program, we will upload this video to the trainso.com portal. I believe all have got that particular link. The time is already 9, so I'll quickly walk you through the how we have structured the Forum CA. Okay, so these are the main certifications. These are already been explained in the Forum CA page. I'm giving you the link to the Forum CA. So everything is mentioned in that page. These are the main certifications which we are covering. That is 900. Then we are having the 104, 400 and 305. I think someone was asking whether we'll be covering the DevOps or not. DevOps, that's AZ 400, is also part of this Forum CA. And the first 1 month, we will be concentrating on AZ 900, which is Azure Fundamentals. The first 3 weekends, the coming 3 weekends, we will be utilizing to complete Azure Fundamentals. Post that, we will be starting 104, 400 and 305 in parallel. In this first month, few initial modules which are needed for to start with the 400, that will be also been covered as community sessions for 400. And I have here mentioned as a train model. The train model, right, the once we start, like it's a kind of structure that Trainso follows. So if there are for each certification, there are, suppose, consider that 104 is there are many modules, but consider that it's having only 10 modules. So there are, it starts sequentially. One of the, suppose from your batch, if you're starting from module 1, 2, 3, and you will end at the 10. And in the train model, people can join at any time. The people might be joining into the module 2, and they will continue with 3, 4, 5, and then end up with the 1. So post completion of the 900, we will be starting all the other 3 in the parallel. So these are the 4 certifications, and these are the timings for the session. Fundamentals will be happening at 4 p.m. IST. You'll see that there's a clash. It's not a clash, since the fundamentals is separated from the others. You can make sure the first month dedicate your time for 900. Post that, we'll be starting with 104, which will be at 8 p.m. And this time our batch sessions are happening only over the weekends. And the 400, currently it is planned for 8 a.m. And Architect Pros, the 305, it's happened at 8 p.m. The reason why, there are few modules of 104, it is mandatory for 305. So it will be done in such a way that there will be a combination of 104 and 305, and the schedule will be shared with you via trainso.com portal. And we also are having community sessions which are happening on weekdays at 8:30 p.m. IST. During the community session, it can be either session by industry experts, or sometimes it can also be a small session by our interns who will present on small topics. And also we will have the quizzes. So it will be some few days it will be quizzes. So like I mentioned in the beginning, the cloud computing, once you go through the cloud computing 101 video, prepare yourself for a quiz, and based on that we will have quizzes over weekdays. Is it okay to learn this parallel? Are they interlinked? Once you have the fundamentals, suppose that DevOps is okay. There is a big, if for you to understand what is DevOps, we itself need a 1 hour session for that. So once you have the fundamentals, other topics can be started in parallel. We will guide you in doing that. Okay, and the quizzes will be happening at 8:30 p.m. So first quiz will be based on this the cloud computing, for which you can refer to the YouTube video, and for those who enroll, it will be uploaded to the portal. And the class will be for how many hours? So one session will be maximum 2 hours, but it will be limited to 1 to 1.5 hours. And I believe whoever had joined, you would have got access to trainso.com portal. Those who haven't got the access, please contact via WhatsApp group, and the recordings will be uploaded to the portal within 24 to 48 hours post the session completion. But sometimes it won't take up to 24 to 48 hours. The reason why we are saying the 48 hours, in case if there is any issues with the Zoom in uploading the recording or something, that's the reason why we are saying maximum 48 hours. It should come to the portal even before that. And also, please install Kajabi app. You can log into the same credentials through which you are logging into trainso.com portal. Why I suggest installing Kajabi app is you will get all the notifications about the sessions to your mobile. Sometimes you might miss the WhatsApp notifications. You may not be reading all the messages, but I believe once you get the notifications popping up in your mobile, you should be able to join. So we do send the notification prior to the sessions. So in order not to miss that, please install Kajabi app. Yeah, it is completely optional. If you like, say after one of if you don't want to attend 305 the architect course, that is absolutely fine. You can join 400 is a DevOps. I know all might have got interest, and 400 since I'll be coming to the slide where we will be talking about the live project which we are doing, and that we will be maintaining through Azure bots, which is part of DevOps. Yes, if you're not interested, you can join. That is not an issue. It's completely optional. Then we do have a portal called quizandtalk.com portal, where we do have the recordings of the previous Forum CA batch. Also, we are having the practice questions for each certifications. So this is a site maintained by our interns. Interns are working on uploading the quizzes to the portal. So everything, whatever the income that we come after the expenses for this particular portal, it has been shared across the interns. That is how we are doing the internship program. So currently you will find for few of the certifications, practice questions are already been uploaded, and others are on the way, and interns are working on it. Can we increase the weekend hours? Ajay, are you referring to the hours for each module? Okay, I'll check with it, because if you're covering 104 and 305 on the same day, if the dependent modules are being covered, then 1.5 hours to 2 hours for one of the module of 104, and another module, the dependent module of 305, if you can cover, then it will take up to 4 hours. So normally you have to take 4 hours on a day, and in that way minimum of 8 hours at least you dedicate. That's how normally it is working. And I think more than 4 hours a day in the evenings might be difficult, but we'll let you know. And can we change the time and keep sessions in afternoon on weekdays? I'll check whether there will be, if there are any changes in the trainer, or if there are any change in the timings, I'll let you know. Only 400 is currently shown as in the morning slot for weekends. Most probably there will be a change, that will let you know. Okay. When will the internship start? Okay, 4 have sent the documentation for the internship. For those people, we'll be contacting. I have sent the details, Zoom link to them, and we will have a discussions over the Zoom during this weekdays, and you will be added to the group soon. Whoever had sent their details prior to two weeks, so they are already been added to the group, and they have started on July 1st. Those who have sent during the past 2 days may not have been added to the group, because we'll have a discussion either tomorrow or this week, and then we will continue adding you to the group. And also the another reason for keeping for 6:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. we do have many students from US. For them it will be too early. That's a reason why we are starting post 4 p.m. Even there are people who get up early from US and joining for the 4 p.m. sessions. So at least for them, we should keep some sessions to us 6:30 p.m. That's the reason why we are keeping towards the evenings. Okay, I'll just take it over to the team, Sarosh, about the timings. And you can also put your suggestion into the WhatsApp group specific to this forum CA, and everyone can put their suggestions, and based on that, we will do the best that is easier for everyone. And this time for the live project, we are planning to do the people management system. We do have a trainso.com portal, but the people who are coming to and getting the discussion regarding the project will be taken up later, but this is what we will be doing. And the backend will be Java and the front end is Angular. And all the deployment and the management, everything will be done via Azure. And the project from the scratch, the discussion will be done through the Azure boards. We will have a session on it coming soon. And you don't have to worry about if you don't want to do a technical work on Java or Angular, just want to try about the deployment and all. You don't have to, the wherever place where you think you are confident enough in contributing, you can do. And in case if you want to learn some of it, you can do it parallel. We can help you, we can guide you in learning how these technologies also. Guarantees, you can we have mentioned all these guarantees in the page. So one is a money back guarantee. In case after continuing course for some time you think that you're not able to continue with, or we are not keeping up the promise that we have done, then you can check the like on a prorated basis, reducing the GST, we will pay back you within the 6 months. These are mentioned on the page. And also we have making agreement with the placement company where they will come up with opportunities for you to attend interviews. Even if you're a fresher or experienced, you can utilize that opportunities, and this can be utilized even by the interns, and that has been explained in the internship page. And the one more point is that sometimes you think that before joining the course you are saying that you do have some suppose you are having an 8 lakhs per annum currently you are receiving, and your target is to get a 30% hike after completing the course. And we also think that it's a reasonable expectation from your end. And in case if we are not able to, for that there are few conditions which are already mentioned in the page. You need to attend all the weekend classes and the weekday community sessions which are happening, you need to attend it. And all the cases you have to participate in everything, and still after post 6 months and you are not able to you're not able to achieve the promised one between us and yourself, then we do give you whatever you have paid us. So you can read all that in Forum CA page, where you will have the links to these guarantees and the CloudX community. We do have a community backup, that is CloudX community, which you can explore. And as part of community, if you are having any doubt, I think as part of Forum CA, you would have received your access to this community group, where your doubts related to the project implementation or a small doubts you can ask. Then you can see the answers coming in from the people who are working in the industry. And there may be sessions taken by those people. And also don't expect the session only by the expert. There will be interns who are trying out new technologies and they want to share their learning. So there will be knowledge sharing by the interns also. And there can be sessions coming up by the students. There are people who are studying, also doing internship with us. So they will also be doing, and the quizzes may be conducted by interns. As I mentioned, the quizzes may be the cloud computing, or once we complete ASN 900 module, we will have the quizzes corresponding to that at weekdays 8:30 p.m. So please do attend that. Okay, login credentials for other same for, okay, it is same, the whatever login credentials to trainso.com portal, it will be same to the Kajabi app also. But if you want access to quiz and talk.com portal, please bring me that. You can activate it anytime, maybe later also, that credentials will be separate. And compensation, there are people who joins for working, so can they compensate by, there are different ways in which we can give back to the community. Money means there are people who pay the fees and join. There are people who takes the sessions to, or doing some community work. All those details you can check through the particular link. And the internship, I'll put this into the chat, post this. You can refer to all this compensation and the internship details into that page. And today, like if you are referring, out of your referral, if somebody is coming in for this or somebody is joining for Forum CA, you will get 25%, whatever they are paying. So 25% of their first payment will be coming as a cash back to you. So that's a referral bonus. And that's it from my end for this. And if you have any doubt, I think somebody was asking about trains.com portal. I'll just reshare that. Let me. Here you go. So once you log in, so whoever has purchased through the portal, through trainster.com itself, they would have created account then and there itself. Once you log in, you would have seen a store, means it will show all the products available. Once you go to my library, you will have you will see all the courses that are being assigned to you. Right now you may not see all. I think 3 of 5 was already assigned to this current forum say batch, then you might be seeing, but this is from an old last batch forum CM. That's why I'm able to see this one. So once you log in with the credentials, so those who are paid in other modes, I believe the team would have already given you access to this portal. If you don't have an access, please ping it in the in the group, where the team will help you out for the access. Whoever has joined today, I believe there might be a delay. They will at least action it tomorrow, because if you are on leave since it's Sunday, but they will action it by tomorrow noon. So whoever is not having access, please ping in the group. So this is where we have that and my courses. And once you go inside here, you will have all the recordings which gets uploaded in this way. And you can progress, you can resume, and we will have the live link mentioned over here. So normally over each weekend, it will not be the same link. The link keeps on changing because we don't want the people to misuse the link. So we will have the meeting link created here. And also we are sending the notifications. Notifications will be coming to your email ID, which you have used to register to this portal. This is another portal which I was mentioning, which interns are maintaining. To this, access is different. So, but whenever you request, we access it, because its access is limited to a particular duration. But when you make sure that okay, your course is complete over here and you want to try out the practice questions which we are doing or we are attending as part of quizzes, you can come and tell to us. We will activate your membership over here. Okay, yeah, Niga, the timings, it's already there in train. So the same screenshot I had taken, but anyway, for the timings, I think there are a few suggestions coming in, so people can put into the respective the WhatsApp group, and then we will discuss it and we'll come to a conclusion on the timings. And I believe, Girivardan, now you are aware of the navigation, how you can do the mobile also. It's the same way, you can go and watch. You don't have to always log into the system to watch. You can watch through that particular app also, Kajabi app also. I believe that is clear now. Okay, when is the next live session? So it will be happening over the next weekend, but we will have quizzes corresponding the cloud computing sessions when you feel the confidence. Today we had the base. There are people who are from different, not from the IT background, so I think they might take 1 or 2 days. So based on, we will ask in the group when you want. Normally Tuesdays and Thursdays, I believe we do conduct the quiz. Once you are confident, we will have the quiz at 8:30 p.m. IST, which you can, that is to a different app. There are 2 apps through which we conduct quiz. One is Kahoot and one is Poll Everywhere. We can try both and see which one is interesting for you. But the next live session, the official technical session, will be happening on the next weekend. Okay, so this is something what we have planned for 900. So this month, second weekend, this is the first weekend, and the second weekend we will be covering. These are the 6 modules of 900. In that, these 2 modules will be covered the second weekend, and the third weekend and fourth weekend, by which we'll be completing. Post that only you will be starting with 104. They will not be able to run it parallel. You will not be able to understand. So once completion, and we will have 900 running every month here onwards. That's how we have planned. So in case if you think that you want to revise some of the concept, you can sit again in the next 900 batch and revise. But for you, from the next week, this will be the topic that we'll be covering. If you don't have any other doubts, are we good to close? I believe so. Okay, how many of you think that you've learned something new? There are people from different background. You think the session was useful, today's session, the cloud computing? Were you benefited from it? Are you able to understand? Okay, good to hear that. Yeah, apart from this, the 900 sessions, right? There are, so we'll be taking few sessions of 400. That doesn't need any prerequisite. So initially I mentioned about Azure boards, a few modules, few sessions of 400 will be covered during this first month. But mainly we are concentrating on 900 and few sessions of 400. Yeah. So for example, Azure boards, because that's where we'll be managing our project, and that doesn't need any other technical prior knowledge. And also the JIT. JIT is where we manage our repository code base. So those are the basic sessions. So those things we'll be concentrating on the first month. Will we get Azure account? When you join the program, we might have already discussed about Azure account access based on the account or the membership, the way how you have joined. The access will be given for doing the labs prescribed by the trainer. Make sure that the resources are being deleted post completion of the lab. Make sure that you complete the lab on the same day itself. In case if you think that you're not able to come, I think whenever you have time, only start doing the lab, and make sure that you create, I think that anyway, trainer will help you in doing the labs, and do follow the whatever the trainer or how he is suggesting you. For identity related things, and in order to explore those modules, it is good to create your own account. In case you have already created, please create with another one. Utilize the first month, 1 month free to see all the benefits what Azure is providing, and the trainer will help you in the next class in order to create the account. Connect with the admin, we can work out on the Azure access, but there is a 1 month access which comes by default whenever you create an account. That will help you to learn few of the identity related things, because you will be the owner of your account, so you'll be able to assign the permissions, etc. But once we give the access, there's a limitation, because we are providing a contributor access here, so your access will be limited, so you'll be able to do only few things from the permissions that we have given to you. So I believe we are good to wind up. Any more doubts, put into the groups and we will try to help you out. Thank you all.